Hi, I'm Chad. Thanks for coming to Arctic Horde Wargaming. Today we have a special Christmas edition, meaning I dug through my closet, found some models, and gave myself Christmas presents. So I'm going to show you those while I'm talking over it. If you were new here, please consider hitting that subscribe button, and then also hit the bell so you're notified of our upcoming content. Be part of the Horde. We're making our big push to 1,000 subscribers, so if you're new here, definitely hit that subscribe button. Also, take a look at the links down below. We have a lot of links down there. But for now, we have Thomas versus Jordan, Fyreslayers versus the Bonereapers. If you haven't watched the previous video that we posted about the Renegade Open where they talk about their armies, definitely go back and take a look at that. They do an in-depth breakdown of how they did in each round in that tournament. It was pretty exciting. Now, we're going to get into this, so stay tuned for the show, folks. Here we go.
All right.
Rolling for drop.
Okay. You?
I'm gonna let you drop first.
Hello, I'm Jordan, and I'm playing Ossiarch Bonereapers Petrifex Legion. And we are going to have 3 Immortus Guard on the field. They are going to help protect this hero over here, who's Lazy Boy. I forget his actual name, but he's Soul Mason. That's it. He's a double caster.
I like Lazy Boy. That's good.
Yep. Then we've got a unit of 5 Cavalry and a unit of 20 Mortec Guard, and that's 2 of my 3 battle line, and Ark in the Black, who is not my general. Over here on this side, we've got 3 Stalkers. They're really good damage dealers. Then we have my general here, Napoleon Bonaparte. And then we've got 20 Mortec Guard, who are my last battle line, and Mr. Hands, who is a big Healy monster.
And then in the center you get the...
In the center I've got nothing, because I don't want to fight those.
I'm talking about this thing.
Oh, yeah. I do have this, I suppose. I've got a terrain feature. It does various things. We'll discuss the things it does as the game goes on.
Okay, and how many points is this?
2,000 even.
Hi, welcome to Arctic Horde. So today I'm playing Fyreslayers. This is only my 5th time to play them. I played them at Renegade this year for the first time ever. They did pretty good, so we're going to see how they do against Bonereapers. So for my army, basically I have 2 units of the 10 Volkite Berserkers, all of them with the picks and the shields. So I have them set up on both sides of my board, just to kind of be battle line. Then I have a block of 30 Hearthguard Berserkers in the center. They're surrounding my Battlesmith and 5 Orcs Hearthguards. Then I have my Ruin Master here to stoke my terrain, my pizza oven. And then 2 Magma Drops, one with a Ruin Father and one with a Smiter. They will be in the Hermdar Lodge. So basically with my battalion, I have the Ruin Master, the Battlesmith, the Hearthguard, and the Ruin Father. So he's taking the Hermdar requirements, so he'll have Warrior and Dominant and Tyrant Slayer as well. That will be on his Latchkey X. And that is my list. We will see how they do.
And how many points is it?
This is 1980.
I don't remember the scenario. Oh, I got it here. Alright, the scenario is Places of Arcane Power. We have to get heroes onto the objectives and hold on to them with our heroes. I believe for this one you actually get more points the longer you control it with your heroes. And it's a hero within 3 inches will capture it. And if your hero leaves the distance, then you won't have it anymore. The realm we are in is the Realm of Fire. The most notable spell from this realm is probably the one that gives you +1 to damage on your weapons. But both my wizards are over here, so any magic's gonna be concentrated on this side of the field.
And you also got, so with this scenario, we got how many objectives?
3.
So 3 going down the center line there.
So I'm going to roll for my first turn's Relentless Discipline points. I have 9 units, so let's see, on 6s I get extra ones. And I dropped 1. So I get 1. That seems about right. So that gets added into my base, which is going to be 4. So I'm going to start this battle round with 5 Relentless Discipline points.
So we just discussed first turn, and normally with the dwarfs, with my little short legs, I give first turn away, but the way this is set up with having a hero being in 3 and having to get him off, I feel like if I give away first turn, he's going to jump on all 3 of them, or at least 2 of them, and I'm going to have an uphill battle. So I am going to take first turn and see if I can hold the line.
Alright, yeah, good luck.
Alright, let's do this. So turn 1 for the little Fyreslayers. Not a lot. Couldn't get any good ranges for the to get a round 1 hit on him. We were pretty far apart. Got some big charges though off. Burnt both my command points. Got my shields up here trying to like block him off from the 3-inch to get into this position so I can get some help over to them and kind of work on his force on this flank first. The Hearthguard moved up.
When you say charges, you mean runs, right?
Yeah, I could have maybe done a 12 there, but it's not worth it. Them running away from their support
Didn't
team.
you run with them?
They could run and charge.
Oh, okay.
But they would have left their support team.
Right.
Which is huge for them.
Yeah.
So moved up, got on this one with my Magmadroth, decided to move my Ruin Master up to get this one and hold 2. So he has to shift me off of them. I was a little worried that I'd lose my Forge next turn, but I moved my Magmadroth over here, not even thinking about it, so he'll be able to stoke the Forge for the next turn, so I'll get at least 1 more turn with my prayers being buffed a little. But other than that, they're just sitting there, too far out to shoot with my orcs, so we'll see if we can weather the bones round 1.
What did you do for prayers?
So I missed Prayer of Ash, which is kind of huge, but is what it is. And I got Ember Storm, giving them the run and charge, which they weren't allowed to use, really. But more importantly, they have empowered weapons. So if they do get to go in combat on your turn, they still get to reroll all their wound hits.
Yeah, I don't know about being in combat with them on my turn, but it's a good deterrent.
Alright, so we're going to go into turn 1 for Bonereapers.
So this can do one of 4 things. First of all, it does something against wizards. That's not relevant for this game because I'm fighting dwarves. The other thing it can do against something within 36 inches is 1 mortal wound. I have to roll, and on a 2-up it does that. The other 2 things are against units fully within 18 inches, and I have to roll a 4-up. But those 2 abilities are, one is an anti-mobility ability that makes it so you cannot run and only get 1d6 when charging for a unit, which might be useful.
That could be hurtful.
And then the other is neg 1 to hit.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's all the things that does, I believe. Curse of Years works this way. I roll 10 dice. On 6s, it does a mortal wound, and then I roll however many 6s I got. Then I need 5s, then 4s, then 3s, then 2s, then 1s.
You automatically get to go through all 5?
Well, not necessarily, but
If
like,
he fails them.
if I fail them, they stop. And honestly, this usually does about 3 mortal wounds.
I can handle 3.
So we'll see how it goes.
There we go, round 1.
And that is 1, so you're okay.
Okay, so 1 mortal wound.
Yep. Unless I get ridiculously lucky, you are fine. 2 mortal
There's
wounds.
2 mortal wounds.
Now I need a 4-up. Nope.
Okay.
Oh.
2 mortal wounds.
Okay.
We can do that.
Over here, I moved up with everything and I charged. But before I charged, I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit. I tried to kill his Magmadroth with Curse of Years. It did not work, unfortunately. I mean, he did take a little bit of damage. The Magmadroth, how much health does he have left? No, like 12 or 9? Okay.
He's got 9 left.
All right. Well, that's not too bad. Then the cavalry, let's go over the rest of the hero phase. So this thing, importantly, debuffed this big unit of Hearthguard. So if Thomas gets the next turn, they will not be able to run and will only get 1 die when charging. Furthermore, I also got some buff spells off, which I used to decent effect against these dwarves over here when my cavalry charged in. These guys also charged into him. Unfortunately, he's still there, so I'm not going to be taking this objective yet. In the center, I didn't really do anything. I moved these guys closer to the center, though. And over on the right flank, I moved my general onto this point, and we're sort of just smushing this unit of dwarves over here, slowly. And that's my first turn. Alright, I just rolled for my Relentless Discipline points for Battle Round 2, and I actually got 4, which is pretty nice.
Oh, and at the bottom, or at bottom of turn 1, it is, what is it, 2 to 1?
Yes.
2 to 1.
Yep.
And
In Fyreslayers' favor.
Okay, we'll roll for turn.
Well then, I guess I get to pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a minute. I need to think this over. I decided to take the next turn.
Alright, so we're going to go into Bonereapers, turn 2.
In my turn 2, we killed one more dwarf over here. And the more important stuff happened over here. We got into combat with the Berserkers, and we actually killed quite a few of them with our infantry. They were buffed up quite heavily with Inferno Blade, Stoke Rage, and they also were rerolling ones to hit, and they also ignored mortals on 5-ups. Yeah, I put all my spells on them. So they actually did okay. Unfortunately, over here, I wanted to assassinate his hero, but he activated the Hearthguard first, and bad things happened. I only did 2 damage to his hero, and my last stalker is almost dead. Then, over on the right flank, I killed the rest of the dwarves there, and we're gonna start wheeling around that way, towards the other side of the field. But our general, of course, has to stay on the objective to hold that.
And what about spells for your turn?
Spells, well, we already said pretty much all of them were buff spells that went off on that, except Curse of Yours, which we failed because blocked it, and yeah. And we also failed our debuff on that as well, which was unfortunate. I would have very much liked that. We did get his spell off D3 times, so pretty much all 3 of the units over here are rerolling ones to hit, which is sort of nice. But yeah, that's pretty much all that happened in my turn. Took a while, but we were fighting with pretty much our whole armies. So, but we did kill a good amount of dwarves. How many Hearthguard did we get? Like 9?
Yeah, I got a bunch.
Yeah, so I'll take that. Little victories.
Alright, so we're going to go into Fyreslayers, turn 2.
Alright, so bottom of 2 for the dwarves. Some key things. I lost my line over here, but they bogged them down for a while, which was their job. Pulled my Magma Drop back because at this point I'm playing the long game. I finished off this unit here. Magma Drop finished off the 4-arm guy with shields, so they're gone. Finished off with my Hearthguard here. Didn't double activate them in time. Allowed the horses to push back out of combat, so I missed that opportunity. I would have liked to have that, but you know, you win some, you lose some. So right now I'm gonna get 4, taking me up to 6 points. 6 to 3.
All right, and
1 to 3.
then I'm going to roll for my Relentless Discipline points this turn, and then we can roll for turn. Even games I lose. Oh, none. Yep. So that leaves me with only 4.
Alright, rolling for turn.
6.
There it is. But
you can still tie and beat me.
Yeah.
You need a 6. Come on.
I do.
Nope. I am going to take the double.
Yep. All right.
Alright, we're going to go into Fyreslayers, turn 3.
Yeah, that's rough.
All right. So the end of the turn, looks like we're pretty much done. The Berserkers were able to push up through. I crushed out the Cavalry, the Lazy Boy guy, and Archon the Black.
Yeah.
With them getting up in there.
And a big part of that was these guys.
Yes, their shooting went off the charts. We melted him right to the ground. Big time. So that was a plus. First time they've ever done anything for me. So. I wanted to kind of see him get in with his latchkey, because I've never got him into a hero yet, but guess I'll have to wait for another one. So at this point, the score is going to be 12-3.
Yeah.
He's got some guys over here, but by the time they move over, not enough time to get the points.
Yep. So, yeah, I'm going to concede here because, well, I only have this third of the battlefield left. And with Ark and the Black going down, I think that's it. So, good game.
Definitely. Dwarfs don't die.
Yeah.
They just go and get reforged.
as Stormcast. Yeah. All right. So this game was a real grinder between two grindy armies. The Hearthguard are strong.
Yeah, they're definitely they're a good unit, but I mean, it's one really good unit that you got to put a lot of points into to make it really shine. Yeah. Without the support heroes and the buffs that come around, they don't hold up very well. But once you can get them all squared away and solid, they're an immovable force that can do a lot of reckoning. I've played a couple different games where I pretended they had the dual axes or the great axe, whatever, the -1 rend straight 2 damage that a lot of people are running, and I love the mortal wound output of the pole axes. I think it catches a lot of people off guard and just a lot less. It's a lot harder to deal with 25 mortal wounds coming at you than a couple rend ones.
Especially for the Ossiarchs in particular, who are an army that has great saves, but mortal wounds can really destroy them if you get them going.
Yeah, a lot of the death and so the armies that I've struggled with, I find the mortal wounds are what make it work. Like the Nurgle, anybody with the reroll saves afterwards. I just think I get more mortal wounds through than I can put through single damages.
And also notable was this Magmadroth. I did not really have a way to kill him, so he sort of stayed there. Yeah, and that was a real problem for me.
I find a lot of people are Hermdar because they like the double attacks. Double attack is nice, and don't get me wrong with that, but I like the Hermdar because it's the most bang I feel for your buck. So you get a decent artifact with the Tyrant Slayer. It's as good, if not better, than any of the other weapon modifiers that they can take. But the command trait, the Warrior's Indomitable, the -1 to hit 12-inch bubble, is huge.
Yes, it was a big deal in this game. I mean, I couldn't even finish off that unit of dwarves over here, and this unit of dwarves over here, I was able to finish off pretty easily.
So the and then you get it in, if you can get it in, if it gets really nasty, I can put it in with my Berserkers and make them -1 to hit.
But you'd be pretty constrained on where they can move at that point, though.
Right, but I get like these guys together are now -1 to hit, both of them. So it makes it pretty unique combination. I think Hermdar is definitely the stronger overall. The Vostok with the run and charge is nice, but you only get that, one turn, and then you're in combat. So.
And we were definitely in combat.
Yeah. Well, and this is the first time I've ever taken turn 1 in the game, and it was at the point where I was like, if I don't get on it first, whoever makes the first landing is going to hold the objective.
And that was I'd say that was a very good call, because I would have gotten on these two, and it would have been pretty hard for you to dislodge me right away.
Yep.
I mean, you could have got a double and maybe broken through, but then I would be in the driver's seat. Instead, you were,
Exactly.
and I had to get these guys off the objective.
Yeah.
And that was the biggest problem for my army, honestly, was I don't have a great way of just assassinating these big monsters.
Yep.
Whereas you've got these guys.
Well, and I kind of tried to, like, when I deployed, I pulled them up so that I could kind of hold what you could put into the magma jaw, so you couldn't completely surround him and get 2 units swinging into him.
I mean, maybe if I got the cavalry into them instead of the halberds, that could have been better. But honestly, it was a bit tricky, especially since my infantry over here, they had to. I mean, they were screening against your monster unit.
That was by far the most impressive unit I think that you brought, was that one buffed up unit of the More Guards or whatever.
Yeah, the Mortec Guard. Yeah, just 20 of them.
Was nasty.
They're very good. Mortec Guard are the best unit in this army.
I think they removed more of my Hearthguard Berserkers than anybody did at Renegade.
Oh yeah. No, they're good. It's also Realm of Fire, so they had the Infernal Blades. They had various other buff spells.
So I think the realms are kind of hodgepodgey for especially for Fyreslayers, because we can't cast them.
Right.
So I mean, I think down the road I would like to see it where they were something that is universally usable for the AOS in general.
Oh sure. Well, you still get access to like the command ability and things in there.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't get access to the command ability actually, because I can't use.
Oh, that's true. You can't use command points. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the command ability is.
I don't either.
Yeah, it's probably not good.
It's probably something like set terrain on fire or something. My plan was, of course, I know he's going to get that objective because I don't want to fight the 30 right away. So I get to take the flanks. Unfortunately, I couldn't kill that. And that was...
if you'd have popped that hero too, it would have been a different game.
Yes, I agree. And I did almost get an assassination on him, but...
I would have had to keep this guy back there then. Not that he did anything.
So what I maybe could have done is only piled like one of them in, and then it would have been harder for you to get them around. Maybe you wouldn't have done as much damage, but then I wouldn't have popped him in one turn anyways. So that would have been a risk as well.
Yeah.
Either way, I was honestly lucky to still have one guy to swing with in the first place. And he did swing, and I had a shot, but he didn't quite connect.
He saved Deathless like 8 times.
Oh,
that one wound. That
this
one
guy,
he saved like 8 times.
Honestly, he didn't do that much damage this game, but like, just the fact that he refused to die was hilarious.
Anything, so.
Yeah. The rest of my rolls were fine, but that Deathless roll for that guy, I rolled Deathless twice, I think, for him, for things that would have taken him out. And then you finally had to pump him with your range
units, which stopped me from being able to assassinate your characters a whole turn.
Yeah.
So.
And that was nice. But at that stage, you still had that, and I just had to be able to kill one of your heroes, and I couldn't. And that's pretty much
a lot of people I find are running these guys on foot.
Oh yeah.
So that they can get more Hearthguard, the shooters. But I really think the Magma Jaws pull their weight. For one, they're the only thing fast I have in my army.
Right.
At a 12-inch move,
Yep.
they can get around and hold stuff. So I can jump around and try to assassinate, try to hold.
Right.
They are also phenomenal with dealing with normal horde armies. Not so much your guys that are so tanky, but when I get them into and they can start bellowing their fire into normal hordes.
Right.
I mean, I'm pretty much dropping D6 per Magma Droth a turn, and then D3 per Magma Droth with the tail a turn.
Though, like the big thing I see about these guys being good is sure they've got some output there, but that's not where their value comes from. I mean, as you mentioned, the speed, but then also just the fact that they can bounce mortals back. Like a porcupine, makes people really hesitant to fight them.
Especially in close combat. People try to take them out at range and they're just harder to deal with. And that's what I'm saying with the Hermdar. Giving him the -1 makes him already hard to deal with. So
and then when stuff tries to fight them, they just end up dying a lot of the time.
The Battlesmith gets up next to him, he becomes a 3-up save, -1 to hit.
Yeah.
So he's got some staying power.
So don't just look at the combat stats, which they can pump out some damage, but it is true that you can definitely roll bad for them.
Yep.
And that happens a lot with these guys, but there's a lot more to them.
Yeah, they're also good to block. because they are like
Right.
they're hard to deal with, and so I can like keep you away from my back battle lines by turning them sideways and blocking.
And they're not your general, are they? Or no, he is.
Yeah, he
but
actually
is is having your general alive actually important for your army?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
This guy right here is the linchpin to the whole army.
Right. He provides the extra DPR for these guys.
So the battlesmith. So with his Nacilion icon, when he stands in the middle of these guys, he basically gives a bubble that brings their mortal save down to a 4 from a 6. He gives them a automatic +1 to their save.
Right.
And he gives them the minus or the 4 up against magic.
Jeez.
All by that one guy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I mean, they can get it from other heroes,
Right.
but just not that much.
Yeah.
He really is, and I can tuck him in tight with the.
How much is that buff piece?
How much is he?
Yeah.
He's 120 points.
That's pretty good value.
Yeah. And then you run 150 points behind him. That gives
Right.
him an additional 10 wounds that can be.
Oh,
they
can
can
be
absorb.
allocated.
That's the whole point.
Oh,
of
that's
them
why
in my
people
army.
run the range guys.
That's the only reason they're on
Okay.
my list is they can absorb wounds off my heroes. So they
That's-
stand around him to absorb.
Anyways, yeah, that was a really great game and a lot of fun. So
It was definitely
yeah.
fun.
All right, like,
Okay.
share, subscribe, hit the bell, check out all the links down below, and we will see you in the next one.